Welcome back to Tea Breaks, and boy is it an exciting day today. We finally got the new Charizard UPC. This one is from the Pokemon Center itself. I've had it on pre-order for now for a couple of months. It's so big it actually takes up more than my filming space, so I've had to rearrange my camera a little bit to make sure that it all fits in. But we're going to be having a look at what's inside and opening all of the packs to see what we can get. As you can tell, this is an absolutely beautiful box. Really strong contrast between our blacks, our dark blue, and then this lovely gold outlining showing Mega Charizard in all of his glory. I think this is probably the nicest of the UPCs in terms of design that we've had since the 151. Well, when was that? A few years ago? So it certainly feels like a really premium product just all over the box. And over this top edge, got this really interesting sort of vine motif, almost like sort of wrought iron. Don't know why that ties into Charizard. It feels more like the Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur card arts that we saw as part of the Mega Evolution set. I've removed the sleeve, and you can see that it's the same design on the inner packet as it is on the outside of the sleeve. Let's take a look at what's inside. We have this absolutely glorious promo for the Mega Charizard with the Japanese writing going across it, which we'll be taking a look at shortly, as well as a code card. I think the second promo is behind here as well, from some of the other openings I've seen. And then down here, we've got all of the items. So we should have 18 packs between them, and I've heard varying reports as to what packs they are, whether they're Surging Sparks or Journey Together. We've got these gorgeous... Oh, these are the sleeves. We've got these really cool sleeves here. Lovely dice set. This box for your deck if you're going to be playing the TCG. And under the sleeves, we've got this coin. I've seen this online. It's got a really lovely feel to it. It feels metallic. Yeah, it feels metallic, not just plastic. That's really nice. It's got this slightly pearlescent feel to it. That's gorgeous. It's actually one of the better feeling coins I've seen from Pokemon. Really nice that that's not plastic, actually. We have these really lovely feeling dice. I don't know if you can see them properly on the camera, but again, they've got like a slightly pearlescent sort of sheen to them, almost as though there's a metallic paint running through their design. They're really cool. I'll definitely be using those. Then we've got our playmat here. This will out in just a second. And then our packs. So we should have 9 on each side, and we're going to take a look at which ones we've got in a sec as well. This is a really premium feeling mat. It's got these stitched edges. Hope you can see that there. So it's got like a lovely finish to it. The colors are really, really strong on it. And of course, the design, so dynamic, featuring Mega Charizard. It's actually one of the nicest playmats I've seen in a while. I might well switch this out to make this my primary driver, my primary playmat for the TCG. Really big fan of this. Yeah, no, this thing's awesome. So inside the box, we've also got this deck case. Let's open it up. There are a couple of deck dividers, one featuring Mega Charizard, another featuring that somewhat like almost organic motif. I actually prefer the deck dividers that you get in the ETB. I find them a little bit nicer than these. So while they're cool, I don't think, this deck box and the dividers are anything particularly special. What is special, though, are these promos. So I'm going to try and get them out really carefully. I'm not entirely certain how they come out. Lift up the back, I think. No, that's a promo stand. Okay, so that's a promo stand. You can stand them up, stand the whole thing up to display them if you want. How do we get them out then? It's actually a little bit of a mission to do so. I've had to tear the wrapping along the top to get them. So let's have a look at this Charizard. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's really clean. Really like that. I have a feeling the Oricorio is actually behind it, so we might have to open this up to have a look at both of them. Let's just check the other side first. Yeah, on the other side, it is just a code card, so if anyone wants a code card, there you go. All right. I know it's maybe a little bit sacrilege to be opening up promo cards, but when there's two of them inside, I think we definitely need to be able to do so we can get a look at both of them. Ooh. A bit nervous about how to actually open this without damaging the cards. There we go, I think all easier from the bottom. There we go. So let's first take a look at the Charizard. It's really clean, it looks like. It looks like the centering is pretty good. It's maybe a little bit top heavy, but certainly not bad. And if you are wondering, this has like that full textured feel to it. So it's got that completely sort of overall texture, just like you'd expect with an SIR or a full art. The back, I'd say the centering, it looks decent. It looks decent. It's a tiny bit maybe heavy on the left, but nothing that I can see. And I don't see any whitening along any of the edges or the corners. I've heard actually that the promos in this box are really well sort of, the quality of them in terms of how they're coming out tends to be really, really strong. So very, very happy with this. I'm not sure what the value of these promos are going for at the moment. I guess the market's going to have to settle down. But I could easily see this being a £30, £40 promo in the future, just like the Mew is from 151, although I have a feeling the Mew is like £60, £70, something like that. And then the one actually that I've been most excited about is this Oricorio. So of course this was included in the Inferno X Japanese set as an SIR, but they removed it for the English version and have made it into this promo here. That is really stunning. It's by the artist Shinji Kama, who did the Magikarp and the Garatina. So some of the most valuable cards of modern times, the last few years, as well as that Seismitoad, which I sold recently because I'm not really a huge fan of the Seismitoad. Really cool design on this. Love that red sort of explosive fire effect. The centering, again, looks really not too bad. It's maybe a little bit top heavy from what I can see on the front, but let's take a look at the back. Yeah, I think that's really good. That's really good overall. Not bad by any stretch. And again, I can't see any whitening in the corners. I can't see any edge damage. I think the way that these have come out, the quality of the cuts on the promos has been sort of second to none. I've got a copy of the Mew 151 promo, and I'll tell you now, the centering on it is absolutely atrocious. Part of the reason I bought it was so it could be a binder copy specifically for my 151 master set. There we go. So we've got those two promos, and now we've got 18 packs. And what we were expecting is, I think it's 2 Surging Sparks, 4 Journey Together, I want to say 4 Destined Rivals, 4 Megas, and then 4 Phantasmal Flames. But I've heard reports that some people have been getting more of the more Journey Togethers and not getting any of the Surging Sparks, so we'll see in a second. And then I've got my Charizard coin, which we're going to put just over at the side there for good luck. So it is 6 packs of Journey Together, which is a little unexpected, I guess. I think from a UPC, you'd hope for some slightly more premium sets than just Journey Together. Having said that, I am personally a really big fan of Journey Together, so I don't mind this. Then we are correct. We get 4 of Destined Rivals, always a fun set to open. 4 of Mega Evolution, and 4 of the Phantasmal Flames. So we'll start with the Journey Together, then we'll do Destined Rivals, then Mega Evolutions, and then finally on to Phantasmal Flames. Now, I am actually master setting Journeys Together. I've pulled all of the SIRs. Well, I've pulled all the SIRs. I bought some of them, but I now have all of the SIRs. But what I am missing is a number of the reverse hollows, particularly for some of the rares. So if I get some of those, I'm actually going to be really chuffed. Of course, the big hits that we're really looking for within this set are going to be for the Least Clefairy and the Salamence. I think those are the two nicest of the SIRs. Iono's Bellybolt is also a really, really cool one. I know it's not everyone's favorite set, but I think it's going to age well in terms of the quality of the artwork. It's maybe a little bit too cutesy. Oh, there we go. Look at that. First pack, first hit. And it's the Furret. Oh, gosh, that's such a nice one as well. I always think the Furret is a really, really gorgeous illustration rare. It's just so cute. It's almost that photogenic, it's that photorealistic sort of effect that they have for it, almost as though he's peeking into the camera. And it's absolutely stunning. And is it a double? No. So our UPC started off incredibly well. I have heard some horror stories from these UPCs that people have been getting like the absolute worst cards in the world and have not been getting sort of any hits at all. So the fact that we've got an illustration rare compared to some of the openings that I've seen is in itself a minor miracle. All right. Because with 18 packs, what would we be expecting? Maybe like 2 illustration rares over the course of the whole thing? Maybe a full art? Like if we're incredibly lucky in SIR, and a couple of EXs would be sort of thinking would come out of this as well. But I don't think we'd be expecting like crazy things. This is the equivalent of 2 ETBs. So I'm not really thinking we're going to like pull anything outrageous. Milcery. No. And wow, a full art though. The Enzation. Oh, sorry, Hopzation. I got N on the mind. I was playing against an N-themed deck last night, but wow, okay, a full art. A really nice one as well, because these trainer full arts, they've got like both the trainer and the Pokemon in the background. They're more interesting. I certainly think they're a lot more interesting than some of those regular just full arts where it's just the Pokemon. So that's really sick. Okay. And while this is one that we do have within the Master Set, never disappointed to see one like that. That's a really lovely card. Okay, so the first 2 packs have been absolute bangers. We've had amazing hits off them. So is that going to be the thread for the rest of this opening? Are we going to continue to see such amazing hits? I'm not exactly expecting it, but it'd be nice to pretend that that's going to be the case. I think a lot of the good luck maybe that we'll have had within these packs will be concentrated to Journey Together, which I don't mind because I like the set, although I'm really hoping for some absolute bangers, particularly from Mega Evolution, actually. That's the one that I'm really sort of most interested in terms of the quality of what's in those packs. Okay. Whooper and Ends Castle Reverse. I think, feels like there's something back there. And it is. We've got a Mimikyu EX. So that's 3 for 3. Nice. I do like the Mimikyu as well. It's a fun-looking EX. Because the Journey Together hit rates can be really brutal. Really brutal indeed. So the fact that we've got 3 for 3, I don't think I've ever had any packs of Journey Together or any of the latest Scarlet and Violet sets that have had a 3 for 3 hit rate. That's absolutely wild. So maybe this is just going to be a god UPC for us. Let's have a look. Of course, we're really hoping for an SIR, particularly on some of those later sets that we get to. That's where, well, if we get a Charizard, a Lucario, a Gardevoir, anything like that. And I filled 1 SIR, I think, for Destined Rivals, and it was the Hops Mavostav, which I did pull on camera. No, nothing but Larvitar, and if it was bound to happen that we would have a dud pack after a while. So it'd be lovely to pull really any SIR from Destined Rivals outside of what I've already pulled. And because it's such a large set, there's a lot of variety within it, whereas Journey Together is a little bit of a smaller set in terms of those hits. All right. Rockruff, Caterpie, Magmar, Grimmsnarl, Ends PP up, Electrode. Okay, we've got the reverse Shelmet, and then we get the Kilowatt Troll. I absolutely adore this this illustration rare. This is one of my absolute favorites. I think it's so colorful. I think Iono just looks mischievous in a really fun way. There's a real vibrancy to this that I think some other illustration rares don't really capture. They don't have that same sense of like impact with the colors and the contrast. That's gorgeous. Is it a double? It's not, but we are sleeving her up. Wow. Really nice. Really nice. We've had some extraordinarily good luck from our first 6 packs. Weird that we didn't get the Surging Sparks, because I have a feeling that that's what's supposed to be included. And but maybe it's just within the UK sets, because I don't know anyone that's received Surging Sparks in their UPC. They've all received sort of extra Journey Together. And I think for some of us, that's absolutely fine. But for some people, Surging Sparks, it's got some bigger chases with the Butthole Pikachu and things like that. And so I can understand, if you're being told it's going to be certain packs, and then you don't get others, you maybe be a little ticked off. Okay, Torkoal and Coughing, no, and Meowscarada. So that's all of our Journey Together. I'd say that's been a really successful initial opening. We're now going to be moving on to Destined Rivals. And of course, Destined Rivals has some absolutely huge hits in it. We're talking about the Moltres, we're talking about the Garchomp, and the Mewtwo. The Moltres is, from a card art perspective, the one that I'm chasing. I think it's included as a promo in the new Team Rocket Moltres UPC, which I haven't been able to get my hands on. So maybe I'll be able to get one of those and get it out of that, as opposed to being able to just hope that I pull it or having to trade at a card show for the full SIR. Okay, so we've got the Heartflame Mask Ogerpon and Team Rocket's Archer, and then Ethan's Typhlosion. So nothing in our first pack. Not that we were necessarily expecting it. I'm going to be doing a video shortly putting Destined Rivals head-to-head against some of the more modern sets. I think it's probably going to be against Mega Evolutions, because I think Mega Evolutions is probably, as great as Phantasmal Flames is, I think Mega Evolution may be like the best of the modern sets. I think in terms of hit rates, but also the quality of what you're getting. Okay, Abomasnow, Reverse Mudbray. What do we have? No, and anything at the back. A Crystal. Unfortunate. All right. I'm wondering if we just used up all of our good fortune and all of our good luck on those initial Journey Together packs. Wouldn't surprise me, because again, I think what I've heard, at least anecdotally, is just the absolute worst openings for these UPCs in terms of what they actually have within them for the packs. It's like all the value you get is sort of concentrated very much towards... I went straight through it all. Very much concentrated towards the promos. Now, I don't know if there's any truth to that. I don't know how the Pokemon company would be able to determine which packs have what in them, or if there's anything like that goes on. I don't think there is. I think it's all probably just a bit random, and you just get whatever packs you get. But, it wouldn't shock me as well were there a grain of truth within that, and actually, the more premium sets have a few dud packs. Okay. Rellor and Skarmory and Hydrapple. So nothing at all from our Destined Rivals, not even an EX, which is a bit of a shame, but not particularly surprising. Moving on then to the Mega Evolutions. Now, I've had I think I've had incredibly good luck out of Mega Evolutions, mostly because I've pulled the Gold Lucario, and I pulled 3 SIRs. They were all the Lily's Determination. I pretty much pulled, I think, 2 of them back-to-back from the same booster box, I want to say. I think that was the first video I ever put up on my channel, so please do go back and watch that, because getting a double SIR back-to-back, and then getting it being the same SIR as well, is remarkable. All right, Stuffle, Reverse, and Mega Kangaskhan. Nice. Cool, okay. Not bad, a Mega EX. Go at the front there. We're opening your namesake now. We are still looking at literally any of the Mega Evolution SIRs. Have Lily 3 times, but certainly the Venusaur, the Guanabara, the Lucario, And actually, I really like the Latias. The Mega Latias, I think, is sort of like that Team Rocket's Moltres. Like anything that's in flight, it looks so dynamic. Really exciting view of it. Tinkertuff, Nuzleaf, Pyrogue, Release Determination. Such a playable card. Do always keep that to the side because we can use this in our decks. Tinkerton, Corilla with that lovely reverse. I wasn't a big fan of the reverses for Megas initially, but having gone back to Scarlet and Violet packs, I think these reverses, sort of those flat mirror sheen, are much nicer actually. Crawdont, okay, nothing, and nothing with the Raikou. 2 more packs. We will open the Venusaur first and save the Guinevere for the end. So it does seem, at least anecdotally, that all of our hits were pretty much saved for those Journeys Together packs. It happens to be that of those ones, then we got some really, really lovely illustration rares as well, some of my personal favorites. Of course, you get things like the Ends Reshiram as well, which is lovely. Sandtroop, oh, the art on that is so good. Hey, okay, we get Litleo. Now, this isn't my favorite ever illustration rare. I don't love when it's just a Pokemon sort of front and center. Maybe it's a little bit boring. But an illustration rare is an illustration rare, and it's certainly tradable as well, so that's always good. Okay, nothing. Put Litleo there at the front. Okay, quite a lot. So overall, I think we're doing really well in terms of like what we've hit within these packs. Obviously, Destined Rivals, maybe I would have liked to have hit a something, but we can't all get exactly what we want. But broadly speaking, yeah, no, I'm really happy. We've got 3 illustration rares so far, and a full art. And then a couple of EXs, Boss's Orders. We'll keep a copy of that as well. Stone Journath, Such as Bargain. Any bangers? No, not on our last pack for Mega Evolution. And now we come to Phantasmal Flames. I think we've got one of each art set as well. I should check that for the others. Maybe it's true for the other sets as well. We're going to start with the Lopunny. It's my least favorite. Then we're going to have the Heracross, then the Gengar, then the Charizard at the end. We've hit the Lopunny SIR twice. We've also hit the full art, as well as the regular EX. So I think we've got all of the Lopunny. I guess I'd be pleased if we hit another Lopunny SIR, because an SIR is a rare thing. But at the same time, we'd be like, come on. I got 3 of the Volcanion for Journeys Together pretty much back to back. So I was a little bit upset with that. Eternatus in the reverse, that's such lovely art. I don't understand why they haven't chosen to make that into an illustration rare. I think it's just so pretty. And then nothing at the end. And of course, the full arts within this set can be really expensive as well. The Charizard, I think is it more expensive than any other SIR? The full art Charizard is more expensive than any of the other SIRs, which is a really rare thing within a set because it's small. And because some of the other Pokemon maybe aren't everyone's favorite. I think what we've got, Rotom, Sharkpedo, and the Lopunny, no one's that fussed about the rest of them. Whereas the Charizard itself is worth almost 1,000 odd pounds. Wondrous Patch will keep that to the side. Whereas now I think it's still like £500 or £600. It's dropped, but still like outrageously expensive. And nothing on our reverse. Hey, a Mega Charizard though in the EX. That's good. This has a bit of value in and of itself. I think it's like £5 or £6 right now. Very good. Very good indeed. Is this a sign then that we're going to get any other forms of the Mega Charizard? That would be the dream, wouldn't it? So we've got the Gengar. This is our penultimate pack, our second last pack. I think it's really weird that they didn't include Gengar as an SIR, and instead we're going to have to wait till Mega Dream, is it? Well, I don't know what the English set's going to be called. But the Japanese set, I believe, is called Mega Dream, which for English is coming out, I want to say January, late January. But we should start to see some of the Japanese previews come through late November. So depending on when this comes out, we might have got the full set list already. All right, we got our first reverse. It's the Lombre. Is there a Charizard? No, there's a Wigglytuff. Is there a Charizard? No, but there's a Magni. There's a Miss Magius, very nice. Very nice indeed, having that as a full art. Okay, wicked. We didn't have that one before. So overall, our packs have been, I mean, they've had heat in them. They've had some real bangers. Last pack luck. Okay, come on, Charizard. We are still hunting you in an SIR form. We're hunting you in any form, really. And there's also I think it's the Yamper on the bed. I'd really love that one because it's super cute. And I think I could give that to my wife because she loves dog-based Pokemon. Okay, Ghastly, Nimble, Pillow-Swine, Boltund, Grimsley's move, going a bit slower, Alchemy. Okay, we've got the Toxel reverse. Can we get something behind it? I can't see anything, so I'm not expecting. It's the Nimble illustration rare. Not bad. Look, I've complained about this one before. It's not my favorite. I think there are far nicer illustration rares, and I think I've had this one 3 times now over the course of my settings. But an illustration rare is still an illustration rare, right? Still far better than we might have expected otherwise. So that's really good to be able to get another one of those. Let's have a little review then of what we were able to get. So we got a couple of different EXs. We got the Charizard, the Mimikyu, and the Kangaskhan. Got 2 different full arts, the Hop Station, which I love, and the Miss Magius, sort of witch-themed one, which I very much enjoy as well from the new set, which I didn't have from Phantasmal Flames. Then we got, I think it was 4 illustration rares, so we were doing incredibly well on the illustration rares. Yeah, look, I don't love the Litleo, and I don't love the Nimble, but getting the Ferret and the Kilowattrel, they're both, they're gorgeous cards. Really, really chuffed with getting those. Adore them. And then we've got our 2 promos. We've got the Charizard and we've got the Oricorio, both of them looking really nice. I might send them off for grading. It might be worth it. Yeah, I think I will. Thank you enormously for joining me today. If you wouldn't mind, please liking, commenting, and subscribing. There should be some other videos from the channel up on the screen at the moment, so do have a watch for those. Have a great day.